females. Now we can't put the babies in there with them straight away. We've got to get used to each other first, and they are getting used to each other now. So shortly we'll put the older girls in with the little girls. And we'll form one big maternal herd, which is exactly what they do in the wild. So we have some boys that are off-site or out of sight of us at the moment. We don't join them in with the girls unless it's breeding season. They don't come together with the boys all the time. Now they too went through a tricky situation. In the 1800s they went from having 60 million bison in North America to only having 300 left. And that is due to commercial hunting. Then they were listed as endangered. They were the first animal ever to be listed as endangered. And since then they've been brought back from that tricky situation. There's now about 25,000 back out in the wild and plenty more in captivity. You will have spotted one other animal in this area. They're over to our left at the moment. They were close to us on the way in. They're called scimitar horn oryx. And that's our breeding herd of oryx. We've also got a bachelor herd, so we might see them again out on the savannah. But they're one of my favourite animals here, firstly because they have spectacular horns that are shaped like a sword. They're also really well equipped for the desert. They can survive with pretty much no drinking water at all. And they're also very special. Out of all the animals we have here today, those oryx are the most critically endangered. They were hunted for their horns, and they're now actually extinct in the wild. So we're doing a lot of breeding here of our oryx at the moment. We've got that herd there and another herd out on the savannah. And babies born every year, which is wonderful. Alright guys, we are about to go through the water to visit a dangerous water animal.
Ooh.
What could they be?
Could be splash splash.
There they are, waiting for you. Having a nice old sleep. So we've got Brenda Bella, our 28-year-old hippo, and her daughter Pansy, who's 6 years old. They do absolutely love a sunbake. They'll spend a lot of time out there sleeping during the day. Got some beautiful little ducklings in there as well. They're brand new. My first time seeing them today. So when the hippos go into the water, they can hold their breath for 10 minutes. They can even sleep under the water. They are actually distantly related to whales, so they share that ability to sleep under the water just like a whale can. Now they're really, really dangerous. They're the most dangerous mammal in Africa. The reason is they're very territorial, they've got huge tusks, and they can hide. So you never want to go swimming with a hippo. Now over to our left we have some female ostrich. The girls are grey, whereas the boys are black and white. You see some of the boys on the savannah. Ostrich are the largest flightless bird on Earth today. They're part of the family of ratite birds, which includes the emu here in Australia and also the little kiwi in New Zealand. The ostrich is the largest one left, so they can weigh around about 140 kilograms and they can run faster than any other creature on two legs. So if you want to be faster than an ostrich, you have to grow an extra pair of legs, and then you might be able to compete with a cheetah. we're passing by some Indian antelope or black buck. The males turn black when they're dominant. We've got one boy in there who's transitioning into being a mature male, so he's sort of half black at the moment. And all the rest are girls. So they too are really small. They're the third smallest species of antelope, but they can actually run even faster than the ostrich. They can run 90 k's an hour. I guess they have 4 little legs to run on rather than 2.
भैया
Okay, so we've just entered a wildlife corridor. So we're just going to stop and wait for that gate to close before we head off, so that none of those speedy ostrich or antelope go travelling out the gate.
It stopped because we're waiting for the gate to close. Because it's important, otherwise animals will run away. So we're closing the door. Yeah, it's closing now. It starts soon. Dinosaur! Oh no! Are you having fun here? Bumpy road. Papa?
Can you shake the map?
Huh?
Can you shake the map?
What the Another animals.
Coming up on the right hand side, we have some Texan longhorn cattle.
Syrian.
Those horns stretch about 2 meters wide, and they're made of bone, so they're pretty heavy. We've also got some plains zebra in there, and you might even spot some rhinos hanging out near them.
Zebra,
Those two rhinos are our retired rhinos. They're in their later years of life, and they're hanging out in the nice quiet area up the back here. Their names are Leroy and Marque. Now I really love the fact that they're living next to the cattle, because that's exactly what's happening in Uganda at the moment. We're partnered with an organisation called Rhino Fund Uganda, and they're looking after about 30 rhinos at their sanctuary. Every day, about 4,000 cattle come through the sanctuary, and they graze on a bit of the grass and keep it nice and short, which is exactly what the rhinos like. Rhinos are a bit picky when it comes to grass. They like the short, sweet grass. So it means that the cattle are happy, they've got a full belly, the rhinos are happy because they've got a full belly as well, and the rangers and farmers are working together to support the community and conservation of rhinos. To the right, we've got a little outpost which shows us where the rangers might stay overnight if they are hanging out in the sanctuary, and also some bikes and a ute to show us how they follow the rhinos, and we'll talk more about that. I'd love it if you all keep Rhino Fund Uganda in your mind?
I see giraffe.
Because they're out there right now, 24 hours a day. Now up ahead, we have a very special animal ready to greet us as we walk in.
Yes, correct.
We'll travel into the savannah. So stay lovely and quiet, guys, so that they stay nice and close to us.
Yeah, look at right side. Yeah, left side. See?
Pretty cool. One hanging out up here with us today is AJ. AJ is our shortest giraffe here at Werribee, believe it or not.
Shortest.
Just want you want to sit on this side, I'll take a photo of you and then she doesn't want to, it's fine.
Yes.
Alright, you go.
And coming up the hill we have Harold. And Connor is trailing behind him.
See left side. There's giraffe. So many giraffes. So many
All of our giraffe are boys. We have a bachelor group.
Bhaiya.
Now we've got Jelani coming up the hill. He's our lightest coloured giraffe.
Ah, no battery.
To see them.
All of their patterns are different. There are actually 4 or 5 species of giraffe and we can tell them apart based on their different patterns.
I got plenty already, it's fine.
So our tallest boy is 5.3 metres tall. He's coming up the hill now. His name is Armani.
There he is.
That's about as tall as the 3rd level of a building. He would weigh around as much as my small car, about 1,400 kilograms.
Rosie.
Wow, this is pretty special, isn't it, everybody? It's not every day they come up to greet us here as we enter the savannah. So the boys love their food. They're very curious and they want to search for food all the time. They'll eat mainly acacia leaves in the wild. And they have that long neck to reach up there. They'll chew on their food all day, as they're doing now. They chew for 20 hours a day. And then they also need to have a little bit of a sleep every now and then. They'll have a micro sleep. They might also even lie down and have a long sleep when they need to as well. But most of their time is spent eating and being curious, travelling around. If you get a glimpse of that big blue tongue, you'll see that it is very long, about 40 to 50 centimetres long, and the reason it's blue is because that colour doesn't get sunburnt. So they can have their tongue out all day, reaching up for those leaves, and they won't get burnt. Pretty clever. Armani's using his tongue at the moment to investigate what is on that pole over there. Is anything edible over there? Okay everyone, well we will keep travelling along. Our beautiful boys might be here to see us on the way back.
Are you having fun, guys? What do you want animals are? See the 2 animals. On that side, in the front,
Now up ahead we have some brand new residents to this area. They're called waterbuck and they're going to be on the right hand side. So they've only been here for a few days. They're just getting used to everything and all the new inhabitants that they have to share their home with. Okay, gorgeous.
See, we have 2 animals. Are we? We good?
going to pass our bachelor herd of scimitar horned oryx. Remember I said we have the two herds here. This is a herd of 11 boys. Getting to see those beautiful horns and how long they are.
Did you see them? We're going down the hill.
Alright, well we have made it down onto the floodplains of the lower savannah. This is a naturally flooding area, well at least it used to with the Werribee River right up close to us on the right hand side. It's also a very important meeting place for members of the Kulin Nation, the traditional custodians of this area, for many years, thousands of years possibly, meeting here.
Huh? I don't know if they will allow us or not. I'll check. Only one ride allowed with people.
Okay everyone, so very shortly we will be going past my favourite animals here at Werribee, and it looks like they're having a sleep, so I'm going to ask that we stay really nice and quiet again, just like we did with the giraffe while we drift on past them. They are our southern white rhinos, and they will appear on your right in just a minute or two.
Little zebra behind. See, it has black
So
and
our
white lines.
rhinos
See?
down here
You see?
are a breeding pair. They've only just been partnered up about maybe 2 weeks ago, and so they're still getting to know each other, so it's really important that they stay really nice and calm and quiet. So we've got Kafaru, our boy, lying next to that log over there.
Oh, look at that rhino.
He is 10 years old. Actually, I've got them mistaken. So Kafaru is the one furthest from the log. He's 10 years old, and then we've got little Kapenzi, who's 6 years old, and that's our girl. And she was born here at Werribee, and her new boyfriend's just joined us from Halls Gap. So these guys will be listening to us constantly with those beautiful big ears. They rely on their hearing and their sense of smell. They have very poor eyesight, so they're just relying on listening to you and smelling what's going on around them as well. You can see they're very comfortable with each other, having a rest there. Now rhinos are unfortunately declining in the wild due to hunting for their horn, but I'll tell you a secret. You all have rhino horn on your body every day of your life. It is just keratin, and it's the same as your fingernails and your hair and your toenails. In fact, the rhino's own toenails are made of keratin as well, but they're poached for their horn and their nails are left behind. It's in all of the animals out here, down on the savannah, in their hooves or their horns. So there is absolutely nothing special about rhino horn, it's just hair. Unfortunately, because there's a belief that rhino horn might help cure cancer or asthma if you eat it, it's worth more than gold at the moment. It's worth $60,000 a kilogram. So we're losing 2 or 3 rhinos every day due to poaching. Ends up being about 1,200 every year of our southern white rhinos. So we're trying to save them, firstly through our breeding program, which is why it's so important those two mate. It will take 1.5 years to grow a baby, so we wouldn't expect one until 2021. But we are trying to breed all of our rhinos here at Werribee Zoo. And we're also teamed up with Rhino Fund Uganda, and I mentioned them earlier. They're out there right now doing amazing work. They risk their own lives every single day for rhinos, so I admire them immensely. So please look up Rhino Fund Uganda. If you guys get the chance, go online. You can donate and help them out. You can adopt a rhino and sponsor it overseas, or you can even go and visit them in Africa if you ever get the chance, and stay at the Rhino Fund Uganda lodges.
Hands inside.
Okay, over to the right you'll see some eland. They're the largest antelope in the world. We have 25 of them here, and we have boys and girls. They both look really similar. They're a bit big and heavy to run away from their predators, so they stand and use those horns to defend themselves. See if you can spot the eland that only has one horn on her head. She's somewhere over to our right. And she's our unicorn. So if they break their horn, they don't grow back. They're not like an antler that comes on seasonally in deer. They are a horn, a bit different. These ones are possibly even more special than a rhino horn because they have bone underneath and then the keratin on the outside, so they're a double layer. We've got our gorgeous black and white male ostrich over to the left as well, and the right. And then we've got the plains zebra hanging out with them as well. Okay, we'll just stop and wait and make sure this gate closes before we head off today so that all of our African animals are safe. Okay, down to the right hand side you'll see a very big green shed. That green shed is the giraffe bedroom. So every day at about 5 o'clock they get called in there, have a bit more food, have a little nap, probably watch Netflix. Who knows, they love it. They're always waiting out there about 4:30 ready to go in, especially if it's raining. And on the left hand side you can see some yellow bikes. These are used by the rangers to follow the rhinos. Can you imagine following a 2-ton animal with a horn on its face and you only have a bike? Well, our senior game ranger at Rhino Fun Uganda is a bit of a conservation hero. His name is Lieutenant Okio Raymond and he is doing some amazing work looking after rhinos. One day he was following the rhino on only a bike and the rhino decided to turn around and chase him. So he had to ride away on the bike, find a tree, climb up the tree to escape the rhino, and he left the bike on the ground. And what do you think a cranky rhino does with a bike? Yeah, someone at the front here said they break it. Definitely. They definitely don't ride them, and they don't leave them in one piece. So it means that the Rhino Fun Uganda rangers have to replace their bikes occasionally. And so they have a sponsorship program where you can help them out in doing that. If you look online, you can help sponsor a ranger on a bike, which I think is a very nice and a very modest ask, really, to follow a rhino just on a bike.
Another bus is coming, see? Look, another bus is coming, you can't see?
Make sure you don't miss the most dangerous crocodile in the whole world. His name is Crocodilius plasticus.
We can see crocodile.
Just let me know if
We can see crocodile right there in the center.
Hasn't moved the whole time I've worked here, but you never know. He's particularly bad at catching Cape Barren geese goslings. We've had 5 born in that little family to our right, and they've all grown up. They've now got their beautiful big adult litters. Alright guys, we are coming back towards the safari station now, so I'd like to say a very big thank you to all of you for coming with me today, and an extra special thank you to any zoo members as well. Memberships are really awesome way you can help us with our fighting extinction programs, and at the same time you get to enjoy Melbourne, Healesville and Werribee, as well as Taronga, Monarto and other zoos around Australia, all under the one membership. So my name is Helen. Come and chat to me after the tour if you have any questions or comments. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful afternoon. We've still got the rest of the African walking trail to enjoy if you haven't gone out there yet. There are lions, wild dogs, cheetah, gorillas out there. And there is also the Australian trail to go and check out as well. Keep in mind that our zoo closes at 5 o'clock today. There will be a staff member walking around at about 4:45, ushering people towards the entrance, and the animals get allowed into their night area at around 4:30. So it's time to start heading out. Go to them straight away anyway, so you're going to be sad on seeing your favourite animals. Okay, so thank you once again everybody. Have a wonderful afternoon, and I will see you next time.